All right. Hello, everyone. Let's get started. Please download Laboratory 25 from Blackboard. And today we are going to learn how to write codes about confidence intervals. All right. As usual, please run the first script to identify your hostname, username, and kernel information. And please fill in your name, your number, title, and date. Okay. They are going to learn the confidence interval, and let's learn from a concrete example. The first example, we need to, from a normally distributed population, we randomly took a sample of 500 students with a mean value of 461 math section of SAT. Suppose the standard deviation of the population is 100. So what is the estimated the true population mean for 95% confidence interval? Okay. So, so in this example, first we know the sample size, right? Sample size is 500 students, and the mean value would be 461, and then standard deviation is 100, and then we need to check the population mean, right? Or 95% confidence interval. So we know the mean value, then we need to check, we need to compute something. So first we need to organize the data. The first one is sample size, right? Sample size, 500 students, and sample mean, X bar means sample mean value. And confidence interval is 95% is 0.95, right? Then the deviation is 100. And next one is the Z value associated with 95% confidence interval. Actually, the Z value is related to the confidence interval. Yes, it's a concept in statistics. If you are not very familiar, you can Google it. You can just tap Z value and the confidence interval. Then you will check out. You will know how to get the Z value from the confidence interval. Okay. Later, I will show you some other Z values with different confidence intervals, confidence levels. Okay. So in this example, when C is 95, then Z is 1.96. Okay. And please run it to organize the data. And next one, we need to compute the error, margin of the error. So it's a randomly selected samples. We need to import math and compute that Z multiply standard deviation and divided by the square root of the sample size. Then it is a margin. Okay. And show that margin is 8.7. And after that, you can find the population mean for 95% confidence level interval. It means you need to find the range of the values. The first one, the left side is X bar. X bar is the mean value minus the margin and plus the margin. Then the result would be this one, right? 452 and 469. So the key component is how to compute the margin of the error. Okay. And this one is most important to compute that, right? So first one, repeat again. So first you need to organize the data, right? And next one, you need to compute the margin of the error, and then you will know find the range of the values. Okay, it's for the first example. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, and the next one. So what is the population mean for 90% confidence interval, right? So all other things is the same, but the only difference is the different level of confidence, right? So first we need to organize the data and see the sample size is the same, X bar is the same, and then confidence level is different, and the deviation is the same. and the Z value is different because you change the confidence level. If it is 0.90, then the Z value would be 1.6, right? And after that, you can copy the second part to compute the margin of error, right? 6. And the copy again. Please make sure here is 90, not 95, right? As you see here, this margin is smaller, right? This margin is 8.7 for 95% confidence level in the interval. And for the second one, the margin would be 7.3 because Z is smaller, right? The standard deviation and the square root of n is the same, but Z value is smaller, so the margin would be smaller. Okay. And then the result would be different. Yeah. Okay. So result. And the next one is about the 99%. Okay. So you can compute that again. You can copy this again and again. So the most important thing is how to organize the data and compute the margin, right? 99%. Again, so it's larger. So the margin would be 11.5. It's largest among these three, right? And the confidence level, so this range is the largest. Then it has more possible to have the confidence level interval, right? So here the thing, so how to organize the data and how to compute that. All right. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, next one, you need to answer one question. So what is the relationship between the confidence level and the margin of error? So you can answer from this one, right? You can answer, this is the calculation, right? And then you will find out the confidence level is related to Z value, and then margin is this Z value multiply a thing, right? And then when Z value is larger, then the margin would be larger. Okay, so you need to answer in your own words. All right, you can answer it by these mathematical expressions, but you also need to use your words to answer what is the relationship. All right. Okay, so please answer it by yourself. Next one, next example. So solve the above example, assuming you have the sample from 1,000 students. So the sample size would be different. Okay, so you need to use that again. For instance, here, the sample size would be 1,000 and the mean value is the same. Confidence level is the same. Standard deviation is same. Z value is the same. And then you need to compute the margin first. Organize the data, compute the margin, and then copy this one again. %95%. Okay, it's correct. Okay. The confidence interval is right? It's about how to solve the problem from 1,000 students. All right, so any questions? All right, next one. You need to compute the population for 90% confidence interval. So you need to find from here 90. right? 90, but compute is a sample size. And compute the margin and the range of the values again. So it's about how to compute the 90% of confidence interval. So yeah, so organize the data, compute the margin, get the range of the values. Okay, so it's 90%. Okay, any questions? All right, next one is about the 99 confidence interval. So 99 here is you need to copy 99, but the sample size revise 1000, right? 99 and 99. Then the value margin. Okay, so it's about 99. All right, so any questions? Or do you have any errors when you run the styles? Okay, next one is about what is the relationship between the sample size and margin of error. So you can find out from this margin, right? Because here margin is something divided by the square root of n of the sample size, right? Sample size. So when the sample size is larger, then the margin of error will be smaller, right? It's a relationship, but you need to answer it by yourself, by your yeah, so relationship about sample size and confidence interval. Yeah, this one you need to figure out by yourself. All right. So what is a relationship, or perhaps there's no relationship between the sample size and confidence interval. The only relationship is between the margin of the error and the sample size or the confidence interval. Okay. All right. So you need to answer it by yourself. And next one is a little bit different. So we need to solve the problem of assuming the STD is 50. Okay, STD is 50. Then please organize the data, and then compute that again, compute the margin, and then set the range of error. The value, but the standard deviation is different, right? And after that, the margin would be different. Okay, so and then the last one is different. So they are similar, but the only difference is different parameters when you organize the data. Sample size, we changed. Confidence level, standard deviation, we changed a lot, right? And next one, 90%. So you can copy from here, from 40. But you need to revise here. It's 50, not 100. Okay. Do that again. The reason you see the margin would be very, very smaller, right? Very smaller. 2.6, yes, very smaller, because here you need to use the STD multiply the Z value. So when STD is only a half, 50, 100 is only a half. So the margin would be a half of the original one, right? So that's why here, this margin is so smaller, okay? And the last one is about 99%. So you need to copy it again. But here, please revise as 50, right? 50. And step 2, margin. And the last one, let me check here. Last one. So it's smaller, right? Smaller. Then you can answer this question. So what is the relationship between the standard deviation and the margin error? And you can answer the question, what is the relationship between the standard deviation with and the confidence interval, right? So please answer them by yourself. It's also your exercise, right? So any questions so far? Or do you have any errors when you run the cells? All right, and next one is today's exercise. So why are confidence intervals so useful? So you need to answer it by yourself, use your own words. All right, don't write so long. Only like maybe 3 or 4 sentences or 2 sentences are enough, I think. Yeah, so that's all I want to share today. If you don't have any other questions, please feel free to leave the meeting and have a nice weekend. And if you have questions, you can stay here and we can have a discussion, or you can ask me about the codes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Yes, yes, I will. Perhaps you can check it later, maybe 1 p.m. Before the last one. Yeah, you need to do the other exercise. You need to answer these questions. What is the relationship between something and something? Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'll stop here. Thank you, guys.